What's up, Fountain? Welcome back to this episode of In a Minute. Today is Friday, February 7th, and I'm your host, Anna. Miss Amber Long has been our Spanish teacher here since we've opened our doors in 2021. In addition, she took over our Future Teacher program last year and was named the Fountain Teacher of the 2025-2026 school year. So I know you started the Future Teacher Academy program here at this school, so tell me a little bit about that, how it started, and how long it's been going on for.
Okay, well, the Future Teacher Academy is really a Greenville County Schools program. So I've been given the opportunity to bring it here to Fountain High. So it's a new initiative that's a partnership between Clemson and Greenville County Schools. It's a dual enrollment program, so students can take 4 dual enrollment courses, which is 12 hours of college credit through Clemson. So they're building a Clemson transcript, and it includes a ton of different opportunities for field experiences. And when I was in high school, we called it Teacher Cadet, and you got to take it for 1 semester. And you usually got to spend, I feel like it was a few weeks in a classroom, but through this new program, they're spending, over the course of 2 years, around 170 days in a classroom, other than like my classroom, like in a classroom learning to teach. We do some in-class work together, and then we send them out to learn through experiences instead of me telling them about it. So I've got students now at Rudolph Gordon, at Fountain Elementary. We have a student at Bryson Middle School, and then a couple at Hillcrest Middle School this semester in placements. 30 students all over the area from just our high school.
On top of that, you are a Spanish teacher here, so tell me how you've seen that program grow.
Spanish is kind of my history of teaching. That's where I taught Spanish for a long time before even coming to Fountain High. My first year, I was the only Spanish teacher with Mr. Baker in German, and so I taught all the levels the first year because I was the only person here. When I think about what teaching Spanish for me has been like here, it's been incredible to watch the program build because we have no history, right? We get to start and make the Spanish program at Fountain High School what we want it to be, which has allowed a lot of creativity. So we do different projects. I feel like Spanish has been the place where I've been able to implement the project-based learning that the teachers are learning a lot about and what we're being trained in. So we've had projects that have allowed us to learn by doing more so. So one example would be conversational Spanish. And so how better to learn to converse in Spanish than to practice talking in Spanish. So we do that here on campus with help with Miss Lloyd's class. They've been able to provide some coffee, and we set up a coffee shop and practice talking in Spanish. And we've even invited in some of our multilingual learners to be our experts in those conversations and kind of put my students through the experience of talking with someone who's an actual native or heritage speaker. Another cool project we've built into Spanish now is writing children's books in Spanish, because when you're trying to learn the past tenses, they're super complicated and you can get bogged down in the grammar. But if you have a real audience that you're like doing this for, it gives it some meaning.
So you have been picked to be Teacher of the Year for the 2025-2026 school year.
I don't know if students are aware of this, but this is something that we get to vote on as teachers. So we vote for our colleagues. I feel like the students give me a lot of feedback. I know how students feel about me. They're very direct in just telling me that. But it felt like a huge honor to have my coworkers be willing to award me Teacher of the Year. Yeah, I felt honored. I work with so many great teachers and people who are very qualified to represent us as Teacher of the Year. So I'm grateful that I get to have this turn and serve in this way.
Well, congratulations on Teacher of the Year, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
As part of our Black History Month recognitions, Ben wanted to recognize South Carolina native and the Godfather of Soul, Mr. James Brown.
Today for Black History Month, we will be recognizing James Brown, an American funk and soul musician. James Brown is from Barnwell, South Carolina, and was an important piece to music history. Brown had many contributions to the Black Power movement of the 70s. His song, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, empowers Black Americans to be proud of their culture and heritage. James Brown is a 3-time Grammy winner and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. James Brown also became a Kennedy Center honor in 2003. James Brown had 17 singles reach #1 throughout his career.
That wraps up this episode of In a Minute. Good luck to our boys and girls basketball teams as they host Southside tonight for senior night, starting at 6 p.m. Envision Media will be on hand to live stream the game. Give us a follow on all our socials and have a great weekend, Fury.